Hello, everyone. From all of us here at EB Auctions and Services, we're excited to release and talk about our new life and leadership coaching and development program called 7Q. Fuel up, focus ahead, and fire away. Today, we're happy to talk a little bit more and give you a brief overview about what 7Q is all about. So, why did we develop the 7Q program? Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a dynamic world and things are changing constantly. We're always on the go on our computers, whether it's doing work for ourselves or working for somebody else or trying to seek that next opportunity. We're sitting in meetings at our work, we're on the go, and then whenever we have a chance, we get on our phones and we're either texting or we're on social media, or the big two things, primarily social media, and we're just watching our time on this world fade away. And we never get to the chance where we want to exceed in the goals that we set for ourselves. Just to show you some statistics, 67% of Americans rarely go to church anymore. 33% of the adults receive the recommended amount of physical activity each week, which means that 67% of us do not receive that recommended amount and required amount that we need to maintain ourselves physically. The average IQ level in the United States is a 97.5. And just to give you a perspective, anything from a 90 to a 109 is what we call in the average range. Therefore, we're a lot closer now to 90 than we are 109. Thus, we're leaning more towards the below average to average versus the average to above average, which is where we ought to be at. The average employee turnover on a 5-year basis is 40%. That is extremely high in today's terms. And we see this constant trend of dissatisfaction in our jobs, which is leading to us dissatisfaction in our lives. As we look in the overall life satisfaction study done by the World Happiness Report, we see a 6% decrease over the last few years. Guys, the way this world is trending, we're not being happy with our lives, we're not happy with our jobs, we're not allowing ourselves to learn and study and increase our IQ levels, and then we're also not getting that spiritual and physical needs and solving those spiritual and physical needs like we should be. Therefore, what do we need to do? First, we must reflect. We must look at ourselves in the mirror and we must say, what am I doing? Where am I at? Where do I want to be? And how do I get there? Next, after we figure out where we want to get to, we must figure out a plan on how to get there. If I'm wanting to go to a different city, I got to figure out which roads I'm going to take, and then also have some alternatives just in case that first initial road does not work. Make sure we have a plan. Next, we need that charge and that motivation. We need to have a full battery to run full force and make sure that we can get to those goals. We got to have that energy and want to change and be better than where we started. Then next is probably the hardest thing, and that is take action. We must hit the gas pedal, go straight towards our goals, and never quit and keep fighting until we get there. And then last but not least, we must always receive feedback, figure out what we're doing wrong, figure out what road we should have took instead of the road that we took, and figure out and change and keep fighting and moving forward in order to reach those goals. So the 7Q program has created a process in order to help us get and meet each one of those requirements that we just talked about. First, in self-reflection, 7Q is going to help our customers identify, understand, and analyze where they're at and what they need to do in order to achieve the goals that they're going to set for themselves. Setting those goals involves in our planning process, we need to have that mountain climb vision. Where do you want to be whenever you reach the peak of the mountain? What do you want to achieve when you get up there? Which involves goal setting and also how to track the goals so you know how far you are from reaching the top of the mountain. Then we charge you and motivate you up. Part of our motivational speaking and stuff like that, as we mentioned, we're fueling up, we're focusing ahead, and we're going to fire away all gas and no brakes. Next, we must take action. This is where 7Q is going to help versus motivational speakers and people who just, they get you through that charging motivation stage, but they don't help you take action. We're going to help you execute, and we're going to, maybe sometimes we might figure out some ways where we need to reroute you, but we're going to make sure that you keep moving forward in your process. We do need your help, but we're going to be right there with you to help you move forward. Then last but not least, we're going to create a good feedback process and some logistics to help you understand what you did right, what you did wrong, and that will give you the opportunity to modify your direction, modify your route, improve, and keep moving forward to reaching the top of that mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you, with the 7Q program, with your determination, with your hard work, and believing in yourself and the program's help, you will improve your life, you will change your life, you will bloom in all that you do, and you will reach that mountain. So just to give you a brief layout of how the 7Q program works, there are going to be courses that we're going to do, and we are happy to go in front of teams. We work great. This is a great team building program. It is a great program for corporations, organizations, nonprofits to help move your leadership teams forward, and that's going to impact the individual lives as well. We have hands-on activities in all of our courses, and then we're going to make sure we have that active discussion and teamwork so that we all learn by using each other's thoughts, each other's opinions, and each other's stories to help motivate us to keep moving forward and keep improving our lives and reaching those goals that we set for ourselves. So to give you a quick layout of the 7Q program and why we call it 7Q, it's depending on your quotient. We talk about your intelligence quotient, and we will get there through the program. And it's a measurement of where you're at in that category, and we have split this down into 7 different categories. And the best way to explain it is by using a pickup that has a trailer attached to it. So the first thing we always ask is, what makes this pickup run? What in order does that pickup have to have in order to move forward and also push that and carry that trailer forward as well? It has to have a motor. And that is your spiritual quotient. That your spiritual quotient, your purpose, your passion, and priorities is what drives you and pushes you in this world. Next, we're going to talk about the tires, because the tires are also what help direct and keep moving forward. The engine is what moves the tires, but you got to have tires to keep moving. On your front tires are what direct you on your path. That's if you want to turn left or if you want to turn right, and how sharp you want to turn right, how sharp you want to turn left. This is your social quotient and your physical quotient. Your physical needs and your social needs, the people you hang around and the things you do, is what directs you down the right path. On our physical quotient, we're going to talk about food, we're going to talk about fitness, and we're going to talk about fatigue, or making sure you have enough rest, because as we know, we're always on the go, and sometimes we forget that we need to rest and relax as well. On our social quotient, we're going to talk about teamwork, we're going to talk about the ability to speak, and then we're going to talk about typing or texting and verbiage that we use, whether that's via email, via text message, via social media. So make sure your social and your physical quotients, that's what's going to direct you on your path. Then our back tires are what really give us that push and give us that drive. When you hit the gas pedal, that's what makes those back wheels move faster. That's your emotional quotient and your intelligence quotient, your EQ and your IQ. Your intelligence quotient, you got to have the education, you need to have the experience, and you need to be in the right environment. Your emotional quotient, we're going to teach you how to be aware and know each other's personalities. We're going to talk a lot about personalities. We're going to talk about how to develop and improve your attitude and also how to take action. We figured out that that is the hardest thing that people have in changing and achieving their New Year's resolutions, and that is to take action. Last but not least, we have this trailer and the two wheels behind it. And you say, why do we have this trailer? Ladies and gentlemen, in life, we have baggage. We have things that we just got to carry around with us, and that we do have two more elements, two more quotients that we have in this world that we must deal with and face. That's our fun quotient and our financial quotient. We all have budgets that we must manage. We all must figure out how to manage our money. So we're going to talk about how to not be broke. We're going to talk about how to get on a budget. And we're going to talk about dealings and other financial dealings, especially with banks and stuff like that. We call it broke, budget, and bank. On our fun quotient, we got to have fun in this world. We can't just work, and keep driving. We got to have some fun. So we're going to talk about how to win, which is our victory. We're going to talk about great vacations to go on and how to relax your mind and how to have fun. And then we're also going to talk about some great investments to make and how to make sure you have a lot of fun while doing this. Throughout this program, we're also going to talk about some technical aspects that we face with in this world, but this is the main layout of our program. As you can see, the left side are more of elements that are not quite easy to quantify, that we sometimes have a hard time measuring as we move on, whether that's a New Year's resolution or just a standard goal we have for ourselves or for our teams. The physical, the intelligence, and the financial quotients are super easy to quantify. We know how much weight we've lost. We know if we're in good shape or not. We can test by how intelligent we are for the most part, and then we can also know how much money and what financial situation we're in. The 7Q program is going to make sure that we find quantitative methods for both sides and to make sure we have that perfect balance to keep this truck and keep this trailer moving forward. This truck and trailer is you. You're the one that's directing you on your path. So our goal of 7Q is to give corporations, teams, organizations, and individuals a defined and effective plan for you, your team, your corporation to grow, to improve, and to change annually and also monthly and daily. We want to help people, yourselves, achieve their goals and become overall happier people. And we want to also coach the young people in the young generation to follow their dreams and life plan by teaching lessons based on values of hard work, teamwork, and self-confidence. I was blessed to learn a lot at a young age, and that has helped define me as I keep moving on with this world and in this life. And I hope that we can, here in 7Q, create those lessons to those kids as well, which will springboard them as they move forward. We believe here at 7Q that when you work on yourselves and improve your lives on an individual and a family basis, that improves your office and your jobs and your organizations and your boards that you do. It improves your community, it improves your city, it improves your town, which causes an improvement in the state, country, and our world. We can't wait to be a part of 7Q and for you to be a part of 7Q. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Contact us today.